We're good to go. Okay. Bonjour, Anine, everybody. Nope. Are we ready?
It says we're live, so.
All set.
Okay, we're all set. All right. Bonjour, Anine. Minugajeb, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to our tribal council meeting. It's Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. Jean is not able to be with us today, so we did have a moment of silence for our invocation. And with that, I will call the meeting to order, please. Wickel, roll call.
Ashley Chambers,
Here.
David Morrison,
Here.
Travis Morrison,
Here.
Jane Drift,
Here.
Peter Boney.
Here.
Hey, we have a quorum. Approval of the agenda. Do we have any additions, deletions?
Nope. I believe we're good.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move.
Moved by David, second by
Jeff.
Travis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Next, we have approval of the minutes for the February 3rd, 2021 meeting.
Question regarding the first page where I asked about the $1 million from the state. Was that added into the Voice for It news?
It was in our paper this time.
It was in this month's paper?
Yep.
Okay. I have a question on page 3.
Okay.
Down at the last paragraph where it says Jalen Strong said at the last RTC meeting he had some examples of statements that Grand Portage and other tribes are sending to the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. Grand Portage will be making a statement tomorrow. The MPCA will be changing the levels on how they moderate water pollutants. It will make it easier for them to not take into account how waterways get affected downstream. An example might be they are looking at pollutants in Nett River, maybe a mile down, but because they're only looking at that area, they don't have to look at the rest of Nett Lake at all. But the pollutant that they are checking might be okay, but once it gets downriver, it can mess up the rice crop. Jalen said he wanted to know if the council was okay with Grand Portage making the statement on behalf of Voice for It as well.
Yeah, April was in contact with us and we did say that that was okay to do that. And also just an FYI, I know that the last paragraph mentions a letter on the changing the MPCA standards from quality standards from number 2 to 3 and 4. There are, yesterday at our MIGA meeting, there were still, I think, 3 or 4 tribes that need to sign on with that letter. It wasn't that they weren't going to sign on, it's just that it might have got lost within the email. So those tribes yesterday did say they were going to stay on, so I'm sign on. So I am sure that what they like to do is have a letter with all 11 tribes signing on. It, is a stronger document that way. So all 11 tribes. So that one should be just about completed and sent on to the MPCA. Any other questions on the minutes? If not, I'll call for a motion to approve the February 3rd, 2021 meeting minutes.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Silent? Motion carries. Next, we have introduction of new staff.
Okay, we'll go start with Lynette Tottenham. She can introduce Tara Wagner.
Good morning, Lynette. You're muted.
There we
There
are.
you are. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Lynette Tatnan, and I have a new employee, Tara Wagner. She's joined the Nett Lake registration at the clinic downstairs and enjoying their new front desks.
Yes,
Oh, they're moved into their new front desk?
Mhm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tara. Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah,
We're glad to have you
Good.
here.
being here.
Welcome.
I'm aboard.
Great. We know you do a great job. Thanks a lot for applying and working with us. We really like that. Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Way to mask up, girls.
All right, and we'll get Corey Strong is my other new employee. He is actually in a compliance meeting this morning,
Oh,
and I
okay.
couldn't pull him out. So we'll catch him the next
Okay.
next meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right.
Miigwech.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, next we have Angela Kingbird as a youth development specialist.
This is with the Boys and Girls Clubs,
Yep,
correct?
Boys and Girls Club. Yep, Boys and Girls Club employees next. There's Trav right there.
Morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Let me see if I can.
Can't see you though.
Hey, you got your video,
Yeah.
Trav?
Not sure how to turn my. I'm using my phone, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure how my video works on this phone. Sorry. Is Angelo in the waiting room? Is he here?
I can't see the waiting room. Sorry.
Anyway, Angelo is a high school student that we hired at the Nett Lake Boys and Girls Club, and he has done a great job. He's he's playing basketball, and we found a way to get him some hours so he can do both. And we appreciate him wanting to work for the Nett Lake Boys and Girls Club.
Good. Well, welcome, Angelo, wherever you are. It's
Hey.
nice to get our high schoolers involved with our younger youth. So I think that's a really good positive path to take. Okay, who's next, Travis?
We also is Martha on the call?
There's
I can't see anybody, so.
Martha's on.
Martha, great. Martha is working at the Boys and Girls Club in Vermilion. She's been there for a little while now. She does a great job working with Jesse and Orion, and we welcome her at the Vermilion location.
Welcome, Martha.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you back.
Miigwech.
Miigwech. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, young lady.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Miigwech. Miigwech.
Is Jaden on?
No.
Okay, we'll get him the next time then. And then the other one would be David.
David.
Did David make
No.
it on or no?
No.
Okay, so those two, David, you're just hiring tonight for or today for the Nett Lake site, and Jaden is our other high schooler, but I'll get both of them for the next meeting.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Travis.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
welcome.
Good job. Thank you.
Okay, so then after that, we have Damon Day as our new emergency director.
Morning, everybody. Glad
Morning,
to be part of
Damon.
Oh, good morning.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, guys. Be glad.
Miigwech. Thank you very much for applying for the position.
Yes, yes. You'll see a little bit of the background and what I supposed to do for the community on the Boys Fork April edition newspaper. So thank
Good.
you.
Miigwech. Congratulations.
Aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, and then next we have Darnell Goggleye, network technician.
Hi, Darnell. Welcome. Oh, we lost you.
How's it going?
Congratulations, Darnell.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Keep up the good work,
Welcome
young
aboard,
man.
Dart.
Oh, well, they just cut you off. Is that it, Rob, or more?
I do believe that's all I got on my list here, but Ed, is there anybody in the waiting room or chief, do you know? They're sitting right by Ed.
No,
there.
there's nobody in there.
Okay, yeah, that's it
Okay,
then.
good. Nice to see some new
I think they're-
faces.
I think Darnell said he'd like to sing a song, if that's okay with you guys.
Sure, go ahead.
Just like that, huh?
You're
Just
on.
like that. Okay. All right. Thank you for all those new employees, and we're looking forward to moving forward after this pandemic or during this pandemic. Next, we have our consent agenda. First thing is we approved awarding the bid to the low bidder for the Vermilion Motor Room to Max Gray Construction. The next item is approve the agreement with the Food Group, Food Bank, to purchase food for the new food shelf. The next item is approve the request from Nikki Irving to sole source the Mobile Vaccination Unit from North Central Emergency Vehicles in the amount of $196,000 and adopted resolution number 76-2021, contract for the Mobile Vaccination Unit. Next item is approve the equipment lease agreement for the forestry department to lease equipment, the Mobark drum chipper to Grand Portage reservation. Next item is approve the grant application to supplement funding to existing CDC 0220-2004 funding for COVID-19 response. Well, that was complicated. Next item is approve the request from Dan Milbridge to sole source physical therapy equipment from Arrowhead Medical in the amount of $9,970.95 for the Nett Lake Clinic and $9,970.95 for the Vermilion Clinic. And that is the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I have a
Oh,
question.
okay, go ahead, Shane.
Regarding the first one for the Max Gray one, I don't see the amount down here.
I don't remember what that amount was, but I
I
know that,
remember when we approved it, there was an
Yeah.
amount on that one, but I don't see it on here.
and the Vermilion Motor Room has been on the, how can I say, not on the agenda, but on the table for the past 2, possibly 3 years to
About
get
3 years,
completed.
yeah.
About 3 years to get completed, so it will finally be completed. So Shane will make sure that we get that put on, find that dollar amount for, make sure that we have the dollar amounts on our items for the next meeting.
Okay.
But I can't
Then-
remember, but there is funding for that in increments.
And then my next question is regarding the second one with the food group. Do we have an idea, a date picked out as when we're going to be opening our food shelf up?
I believe that the problem is with the freezers and the refrigerators that are supposed to be coming in. They're on, everything is delayed due to the pandemic. So I know that the shelving, it really, and stopping up there and taking a peek at it, I know that Jill Shukart and some volunteers were working at putting the shelving up and getting the stuff in there, but it's looking very nice and getting there, but we just need the freezers and the refrigerators and that type of thing. And then hopefully it'll be open soon once we get those.
And now they got money to seal the floor up too. So now they
Oh,
gotta
good.
move all that stuff that we put
Oh,
in,
no.
seal the floor and then move it out back. So.
Okay. Going to be very good, though. It's going to be really nice for the communities. Any other questions? If no, I've got the motion for the approval of the consent agenda.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay, next we have Elena Sherman. Appointments to donation committees. Good morning, Elena.
Good morning.
Okay, so we needed new members for the donations committee, and this is a committee that basically handles any donations that are requested by outside people, agencies, goes to this committee, and then they recommend to the council approval or denial. There was a posting put up, and Elena's here with some names for us to approve for the donation committee. Go ahead, Elena.
Okay, so I have Danelle Porter, Jenna Porter, Tara Gizik, Nikki Irving, Jackie Wilson, sorry, and Stephanie Weirder.
Wordier.
Wordier.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Any comments or questions? If not, I can call for a motion to approve the following employees to be part of the donations committee. Moved by David. Is there a second? Second by
Second.
Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Elena. Tell them welcome to the committee. Thank them. Tell them G-Miigwech.
I will. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Okay, next we have Darren Landgren, request for permission to fundraise and hold a drawing competition to replace the old cemetery sign. Darren, on? Hey, good morning, Darren. Nice picture.
You're muted.
You're muted, Darren. Yeah.
There we go.
There you are.
Oh,
Bonjour.
hey.
Okay, so my item's pretty simple. We just actually was brought to me by Karen Drift. It was her idea. She was looking at that sign and she thought it looked very poor and sad. So she said to get the community involved, we should, do this drawing. I did talk with the school. They're on board to get the students involved, and we could possibly make it part of the radio program for one of our like art competitions. So I just wanted to ask permission to, to replace that sign and start the fundraising. Karen's got a bunch of fundraising ideas. We want to get the community to raise the money to pay for it ourselves and stuff, and maybe a little help from Public Works to put it in the ground. So we thought that would be a good idea.
That is a great idea. I like the community involvement. I think that's an awesome idea. Chimegwich to Karen and yourself for this, taking on this venture. I think it's a wonderful idea. We need to get more community involvement in everything we do. So I think that's awesome. Council, any other comments or questions?
I like that idea. That's pretty good, especially when I get the kids involved and the community involved and all that. It's great.
Darren, that's the one that's up on top of the hill, right?
Yes, the blue one. I think Mike Connor made that a long time ago. We were going to ask him too. Maybe he'd want to restore it too, and we could place it somewhere else or something, just to kind of preserve it.
Oh yeah, because there's actually.
Mike was the one that painted that sign. So, and
okay.
I know.
Yeah, we don't want to just throw it away or anything, but
I know about 2 years ago we had a band member that came and talked to me about replacing and fixing up the reservation signs, and he wanted to do that sign up in the graveyard. And at the time, the cost was over, I think it was over $3,000. And then I know that we had everything in place for anything over that amount of money. We had to bid out, and that's it. Then we never did. We never did proceed any further.
I believe it's a text message.
Out the sign project to any band member or all band members that maybe wanted to do that, but that's as far as it went, and then it never went any further. So, but yeah, that sign does have to be replaced or updated, whatever. So
yeah, well, maybe we could do that one next. Because the whole fundraising idea is, to make community ownership of the sign, so they can say, look what we did, and here's the local artist that created it. So
yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. And actually there's 2 entrances into the cemetery. So, over by the school entrance that way, so there are actually 2 entrances. So maybe Mike's sign, could be, if he wants to fix it and make it, we could use that one and another one, but whatever. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And maybe that, like you said, Darren, this project might be able to go to the reservation signs then. I think this will be pretty successful. I just think it will be.
I think too that, we should also take into considerations the gravesite out on 65 and then the other one over in Vermilion.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve Darren's request for permission to fundraise and hold a drawing competition to replace the old cemetery sign?
I just have one more question, Cass.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
Darren, if maybe when you put out your fundraiser request, if you want to put in there donations could be accepted too, because I'd be willing to donate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. We're gonna try to make a little.
My wife, passed away 4 years ago now, so I'd be willing to donate some money towards your project there. So on behalf of her. So
okay,
we'll
probably set up mechanisms of donating.
Yep.
Do a website, email list, so everyone can participate and kind of get status updates on the project. So
good. Travis made the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, Motion carried. Any help that we can give you, Darren, just holler.
Thank you.
Thank you. McWitch, good job. Great.
Karen.
Tell Karen, thank you, McWitch.
Yes, I'll let her know, but
Okay. Next we have Simona Benner with agreement for volunteers. Oh, look at Simona's picture. Good morning. Bonjour. You're on mute.
Okay, sorry. I was kind of worried that picture would pop up. My bad.
That's okay.
So right now we do not have an agreement or a release or a liability or waiver of liability for volunteers.
Okay.
And so I worked with Jeff on this, and he helped draft it and approve it to do. So this would be for all volunteers of
Okay.
the band or the government and the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay. I think
So
it's
it's
a good
releasing
idea.
them from like workers' comp, any
Mhm.
claims, insurance stuff.
Because I
And
know
then-
that doesn't the Head Start program require some like volunteer people to come in for hours and that type of thing, parent
Yep.
involvement and okay. The other thing I think too is that and it's not just here, but it's all over, but volunteerism seems to be kind of going away.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to try to promote more volunteers to help out with various things, or even for people to take on their own. Like I think of a community cleanup, where people can get out and help clean up the community, keep our community clean, that type of thing, and just anything like that. But yeah, I know that we talked a little bit about, and that's in the future, we're looking at maybe having some volunteer of the year type thing where individuals, if they want to volunteer, they can, anybody in the community, and receive either a little award or a little monetary award or something to promote volunteerism. Because it seems like not just here, but everywhere that it's getting away from that, and we're losing that sense of helping people and helping communities. So I think this is a good way to cover us too, if we do have volunteers. So I kind of got off track there. Okay, any questions on the Boys Fort Band of Chippewa volunteer agreement, release and waiver of liability? If not, I will call for a motion to approve the document.
I move.
Moved by Chief, is there a second?
Okay.
Second by Shane, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Simona.
Good
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, next we have Kim Greiner, and she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. So Kim, I will let you take away item number 1.
Okay, the first item I have is the renewal for our annual DocuSign renewal. When the pandemic hit, we got DocuSign, and it has become a great tool. We've used it quite extensively. When we were meeting with them about our contract, our organization has sent over 10,000 documents to be approved through DocuSign. So it does get used quite a bit. I did send it to Jeff because I got this last week, and I sent it to Jeff, and I got comments back from him last night. So it says, I'll read what he says. It says, we've reviewed the DocuSign Master Service Agreement and service schedules and attachments. The term of the MSA are legally acceptable and contain terms that are standard for software licensing agreements. However, section 12.1D of MSA described below includes language that would probably be interpreted by a court as a waiver of the band's sovereign immunity suit. So we recommend requesting that the clause be removed before the band executes the agreement. That would be done through an addendum that the band prepares if DocuSign is amendable. Below are some general contract materials. So what I would say, and there's some general comments, I'll forward this to you. I got this at after 10 o'clock last night from Jeff. So, and he had been renewing it. What I would say is to recommend is to approve it, trying to get the amendment. And if we don't get the allowed to do the amendment, I'll bring it back. But our renewal date is coming up soon. March 30th is our renewal date on this.
Okay.
And the only thing that's really different is we added more room, you know, for more documents to be signed there. So we had to have more seats. And then the other thing that we added is it's SMS messaging, and it's new to DocuSign. And we put in some for, because with the new emergency rental assistance program coming out, we can send documents to the client or the landlord that we need signed.
Oh, nice.
Via text message, and they can sign and send it back that way. So to try to help speed up the process and to get people the assistance they need. So, but we're gonna just use it in that program for now to see how that goes, because it's a brand new thing from them, and you get charged per text. So it's not something that we're not opening up to everybody for every document. So it'd get pretty spendy.
Well, 10,000 documents since last March is quite a few. And we actually just kind of are getting used to it, some of us. And I know that some of our staff are really taking and putting a lot of our forms and everything that require signature, like our travel and all that, into DocuSign. So I think it's technology is here, and I think it's a great tool. And then if we can get services faster to our clientele, our band members, and with this rental assistance program that we hope to be rolling out soon, that we can make it easier for people to get those services faster. So it's good. I do, like, I'm sure the council have a concern with the tribal sovereignty issue. So with my motion, I'll put that we agree for the annual DocuSign renewal pending the addendum, removing that item recommended by legal regarding tribal sovereignty that will affect our tribal sovereignty. And if they don't agree with that, or it's not amendable, then Kim will bring it back with whatever documentation she can, working out with DocuSign for another approval. So it's only approving it pending the addendum if it can be amended. Got it? Did I make sense? Okay. All right. Do we have a motion to approve that agreement?
Move.
Moved by Chief. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by David. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Silent? Motion carried. Okay, Kim.
The second item I have is the Pitney Bowes mailing equipment. We have 3 large pieces of equipment that we use for doing mailings. One is the address printer that we put the envelopes in, and it prints the addresses on directly. There's the folder stuffer machine. It's the big machine in the mailroom up front, and it's also the big postage machine that we run from mail. Well, the equipment we have is from 2012, and it's on a lease. And because of the pandemic, we have done an extreme amount of information out to people in mailings and stuff. And it is old and it was at the end of the term of the leases. So it's a renewal of the lease and it increases the cost of the lease by about $177 a month, but it's new equipment, brand new equipment.
Okay.
And was it a month or a quarter? I can't remember.
I think it's quarterly.
Yeah, quarter. But the this one also has an Jeff recommended trying to get the addendum for the waiver of sovereign for not, you know, because there's an issue about the waiver of sovereign immunity in it.
Okay,
So he had got those comments back to me. So I would recommend the same thing.
the same as the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do the same with the agreement with Pitney Bowes for mailing equipment. That really helps a lot with getting these mass mailings out to our tribal members. And you know, we've had the lease now since 2012, so it's really been a very helpful tool for us. Do we have a motion to approve the agreement with Pitney Bowes, similar to the agreement with DocuSign, where we approach them with an addendum for removing the item that takes away the tribal sovereignty issue? And if not, Kim will bring it back again if they don't agree to that and what can be worked out with them. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Move.
Trav?
Yep.
Travis, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Okay, Kim?
Okay, Dan was gonna be co-presenter on a couple of these, so I don't know if he's waiting or not, or
Is Dan in the waiting room?
if not, I can just present him.
Okay.
Okay, if not, I'll go on. So the first one, the next one on your agenda is the approval to make additional principal payments on the USDA bond that we have for the Vermilion Clinic construction. So a little bit of history about it. When the clinic was built over in Vermilion, there was some grants, and then there was a grant loan package from USDA. And so the part of the loan or the bond is it was a 40-year bond at 3.5% for $2,472,663.83, and their annual payments. And we've made 5 payments so far. So for the remaining 35 years, we still have we would pay just an interest of $2,158,861.25 plus the principal that we have remaining. So we were talking with Dan, and we're proposing paying additional $30,000 a year on the principal for the remaining years. This would cut off 11 years of payment, so we would go from 35 years to 24 years, and we would save $611,092.50 on interest alone. Now, as we get going more and stuff, we can increase that. We don't, you know, we're not signing an agreement with the USDA to do this. We're just going to make extra payments.
Okay.
Forward to you for approval. And if, you know, as we watch their revenues grow and stuff, and we can budget for more. And another factor that plays into that is the 105L lease money that, you know, now we get the money from in that lease agreement to cover some of the, you know, we can pay that cost out of there. So
I know.
there's a lot of things have changed since we built this clinic. So.
And I know that, you know, by enhancing services, for example, like our physical therapy, you know, by increasing services, that just brings up the billing, and the more people have insurance that we can bill our services for, and the more patients we see, this is an added benefit because it increases our third-party revenue. And then also with the IHS, with the 105L lease program, which is something new to tribes in the past few years, it's extra money, but I know that working on the national budget work group that right now we are in the process for 2000, we're always ahead by 2 years, 2025, 2024, 25, that we're recommending that the 105L leases be their own specific line item right now because they're not. And what they do is they take parts of money from like hospital and clinics. They're taking other pools of money to fill the 105L lease requirement that they have to have. And so what we're asking the federal government is that you make that a standalone, always funded thing and quit taking it out of the other pots of money because it's affecting the healthcare of our Native American people. So that's, you know, those are things that we've been working on. And but this is great because, you know, it's nice to see that we can afford to pay extra on this, get it paid off, and save $600 some thousand. That's great. And it may be more down the road, depending on how the billing goes and other things that come down the tube from IHS. So good
And then-
idea.
And then also if, you know, if we pay more and get it paid off or whatever, and we come to a point where we're gonna build something,
Mhm.
you know, addition to the clinic or something, and we need to use the program again.
Yep.
You know, it just looks that much better.
Yep. Good. Any questions on the additional payment on USDA bond for construction on Vermilion Clinic?
I think that's a good idea that they're doing that. Because in the long run, you know, that's just going to benefit our clinics, and that's a good idea. Good job.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve that additional payment of $30,000 to cut the payments by 11 and save $611,092.50 on interest?
Move.
Oh,
Second.
okay. Moved by Chief, seconded by Shane. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job. Okay, Kim.
The next item is to establish a reserve for health for when we have, because a couple of years ago when we had the shutdowns and we weren't getting money for health, it was a real strain.
Yeah.
But like I said, several things have changed since then. Like the federal government's doing advanced funding. Our own revenues, our health staff has worked extremely hard and generated a lot more revenues. And we have the 105L lease money that adds to stuff. So what we want to do is to establish the reserve. So I need two parts to it. That's the next two items is I have to have a motion from the council to open a new bank account to put the money in. And then we want to put 150,000 for 2020 and 150,000 for 2021 in there. And that once we get that in there, that's 300,000. That's approximately, a month's worth of operating costs for the clinic. And so we'll get that started, and then each year we'll continue to put money in, and it'll just grow.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's a lot of things that have changed for the positive.
Good.
Just different things. So we're getting that going. So that's what I need, the motion to approve opening the bank account and the motion to transfer the 300,000 in there.
Okay, got it. Okay, do we have a motion to approve setting up a new bank account for the Health and Human Services Reserve Fund? Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trav. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Next, do we have a motion to approve moving $150,000 for FY 2020 and $150,000 for FY 2021 out of the third-party revenue, correct, Kim?
Yep.
Fund into the Health and Human Services Reserve Fund.
Move.
Moved by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job. This is
I think,
awesome.
Regarding this money, these accounts, this account, and finally building a reserve for our health, been a long time coming, and that's good that we're taking a step in that direction. It would be good too, I think, to sit down and draw up parameters to what it can be used for, so it can't just be used for any old thing, if you know what I mean.
Like in the event of an emergency type thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also encourage our health office, the clinics to, if they can put in more at times, to put in more.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they would. And that, all depends on, of course, you can't, how can I say, you can't say how many sick people we're going to have because you can't predict that. But, I think by increasing services, increasing medical coverage, and increasing the number of patients, especially now with telehealth, that's really, we're really going in the right direction. I'm really pleased with our Health and Human Services direction. So good. Yep, I agree, Shane. Okay, Kim.
Okay, so now let's switch to housing.
Okay.
Tax credit 3. There's one more bank account that we need. It's called the replacement reserve account. And it was when we transferred over when the management transferred over from DW Jones back to this, we missed that one bank account. We have the money that was in there. I just need to set it up into a bank account for the agreement with the investors.
Okay.
So you can see, and I had attached what bank, so there's, besides the normal checking account, there's 4 special reserve accounts that are required for this tax credit project.
Okay.
So I just want to keep moving along, working on that.
Okay, good. Do we have a motion to approve the replacement reserve account? And this will be at American Bank.
Yep.
For the tax credit 3 program.
Mm-hmm.
Move.
Moved by Chief. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Travis. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, motion carried. Good job, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
Good job.
Okay, next we have Robbie Goggle-Eye with the MIGA dues, Minnesota Indian Gaming Association dues. These usually come out of Fortune Bay, don't they, Kim? The MIGA?
If I remember right, they pay for them, but it's charged to our distributions.
Oh, okay. The Minnesota Indian Gaming Association has been established for 30 plus years, Dave, 30 some years. And it's where we talk about the gaming industry within Minnesota. A lot of talk has been going on with expansion of gaming and the sports betting, and then also electronic pull tabs. So there's been a lot of talk and work this year with regards to that. And so very important organization that we need to be a part of. So those dues are $23,913 for a year. Do we have a motion to approve those dues?
Oh.
Made by Shane. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Chief. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, silent, motion carried. And I see no other business. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
Moved by Chief. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, silent, Motion carried. With that, we want to thank everybody for tuning into our meeting today. Stay safe, wear your masks. You do see where this morning Texas was opening up everything with the new variants coming out. We still want you to be diligent about the social distancing, the wearing of the mask, the hand sanitizer, vaccines. If you can, we are coming down to the Duluth and Minneapolis area, the 18th and 19th, Rob? Yep. And so we're trying to get as much as we can out to our band members and their families. Please stay safe. We are hoping for the next stimulus package to come out, which will be very exciting once it's finalized. I know that the president wants to have that finalized by the 14th of March. I'm not sure if it'll get there, but they're going to work at it because the federal unemployment runs out on that day. But anyway, everybody, Gimegwich, Gigawabamin, have a good day. And thank you very much for tuning in.
Miigwech, Gigawabamin.
Miigwech.